Now, because we've added this genre class, we are going to have to make some modification to our movie controllers and our views. And so because they already exist, these modifications have to be made manually. So let's close out of here. And we are going to modify the index action method first. Because right now that index does not include genre information, and we are going to add it. So let's open that. Let me see, it's the home controller we want. All right, so what it's doing right now is it's retrieving all the movies, putting them into a list collection, storing it in movies and passing that to the view. And so we are going to need it to do a little bit more work. And before we start coding, we need another using statement up here. I'm using Microsoft.Entity Framework Core. All right, so looking at this query, we need to add a query for genre. So what we're going to do, and this requires that you guys remember your linked queries from the 195 class, which for some of you was quite a while ago. But we've got context.movies. So context represents our context class. Movies, in this case, is our table. And in order to include a foreign key, you're going to add dot include. Oops, the dot's there. Okay, this lets you include a foreign key. And then we need our lambda. I'm just going to do the M. And what we want to bring is m.genre. And then let me press enter and do dot order by. And you remember you can kind of string these commands on. So include is going to be the first one, and order by is going to be the second one. Okay, and so that should be all we need to do. That'll pull in genre with our movies. So let's save this. I don't know what these errors are. And then let's go down to the home index. Okay, because this is going to go to that particular view. And now we are passing it an object that has genre. And so let's add the genre to the view. So to add it to the view, you can see that this is set up like a table. And so in our heading up here, we are going to put genre between year and rating. Then the for each in the body is going to go through each row in the data that we have sent the view. And so for each row after year and before rating, we need a column for the genre. And we want to bring forth the name. Okay, so it's movie dot genre is our table dot name. Okay, and that should bring it in for us. Okay, and if you're following with the code, we brought in model up here. And then in the for each, we're telling it we're going to refer to it as movie in our code. So we have movie.name, movie.year, moving.rating, and those are all from this table. But if we want to then pull from genre, we have to tell it movie.genre because that's a different table. And then .name is the column. So I'm saving that. And so you'll notice at the bottom, we have an edit and a delete. And so we're going to need to make some little adjustments for those. So let's go into the movie controller. And for the movie controller, see, we have an add method. And this is the get that we're looking at. So when they first post the form, we do need to pass along genres. And how we're going to do that is we're going to do it in a view bag. So we're going to say view bag dot genres equals context.genres is right, but there's more to it. So we're going to add in a little link query of order by. And then we're going to add our little lambda. We're going to sort it by the name, and we're going to throw it into a list. Okay, that's the only thing that needs to change there. Now we are going to do something similar down in the edit. So I'm just going to copy this because it's pretty much the same. And here's our code for the edit. And I'm just going to paste it right in there because it is pretty much the exact same code. And if you remember, whether you add or you edit, it is going to go to the edit view. And now the edit view has access to the genres because we've placed them in a view bag. So let's go over into our edit view. And oops, one more thing we got to do over here. Moving on too fast. For the post. The post, we actually need this same statement. If there are errors. So if the model is valid, it's going to either add or update the row. But down here in the else, this is when there's a problem. What it does is it goes back and it redisplays the form. So if there's a problem, we need to pass it the genres because when it redisplays the form, it needs the genre there too. All right, so we got that taken care of. Now we can go into the edit. And so we're going to put the genre. Well, let's see where they want us to put this. All right, it's going to end up being a little select. And it looks like it's near the top. All right, I'm going to pause while I put this in. So the code that I've added is right here. It's going up kind of below the opening form and the error list and above the name section. And it's going to display a drop-down list for the genre. And so this is kind of your normal label stuff. In fact, I'm going to move this to the next line. And then here is our select, which is our drop-down list. And you'll notice that we have the class form select. And then for the first option, we are displaying select the genre. And then for the remaining options, so we have a for each. So it's going to go through each of the options that are in the view bag. And it's going to create an option tag for those. It's going to set the value equal to the genre ID. And the text that displays in the dropdown is going to be the name of the genre. Okay, so that's actually a really quick, kind of cool way of getting a drop-down list. Let's run a build and make sure, fingers crossed, that it works. And now we're going to run this so you can see how it looks. Okay, so right away, you guys are going to notice genre is now displaying. And if we go to edit, we do have genre here and we have our drop-down list. And if we go back and we do add a movie, we have the drop-down list here as well.